Hello. This is a paint my reaction video to the musical Tick, Tick, Boom by Jonathan Larson. I recently watched it on Netflix. They created a Netflix movie out of it with Andrew Garfield, and I loved it. And I wanted to listen to it. Well, that's not exactly right. I've been listening to the soundtrack constantly, nonstop, since I stopped watching the movie. I've been looking around on the internet, and on YouTube, apparently there is a version of the demos that Jonathan Larson recorded while he was writing this musical. So I wanted to sort of try and listen to those demos and try to absorb some of the creativity from that and channel it into abstract art like what I've been doing. I don't know how it's gonna go, but anyways, whether you enjoy abstract art or perhaps you enjoy Tick, Tick, Boom, I hope you'll enjoy listening to this demo version with me and trying to do some abstract art sort of loosely based on it. Let's get started.
Freeze the frame, back it up, time to refocus before they wrap it up. Years are getting shorter, lines on your face are getting longer, feel like you're treading water, but a riptide's getting stronger. Don't panic, don't jump ship, you can't fight it like taxes, at least it happens only once.
That's super interesting. I just heard the Green Dress, Jonathan Larson's version. When I first heard that song in the movie or in the soundtrack, it didn't sound like it stood out, like it didn't sound like the rest of the musical. It sounds like they totally rewrote it. I don't know, which is probably good. I didn't really like the old version of Green Dress, and I didn't really like the newer updated version of it. But even though I still liked the musical overall, I still like the whole soundtrack overall. So I guess it kind of works in play with all of them, but it's not really strong in its own, in my opinion. It's just not my favorite.
His heart if he gives up his heart. Johnny can't decide. Susan longs to live by the sea. She's through with competition. Susan wants a family. Johnny's in a tough position.
Listening to this demo has really reminded me of when I used to be in a band and we would like record demos and they would not sound that good, but we could hear them in our heads and we would be like, yes, this is going to be amazing. And you can definitely, this has that kind of vibe where it's like, it's not quite recorded perfectly when you listen to it compared to the actual recordings on like, and some people might say like the new recording's too overproduced. Like it should be more pure and like this kind of more like uncompressed sound and this very more raw feeling sound. And you know, that's good too. I think that would suit this recording as well. It reminds me of just being in a band and having these demo songs. I mean, I still record demo songs, but having these demo songs and being like, but imagine what this could be. That's what listening to this demo is making me think of. Where's my black? So this is going to be another black and white painting. I've been doing these black and white paintings because I'm thinking before I use any color, I should get good at using black and white. It's more simpler, so there's less. I'm just thinking, I saw this film one time and it was done in black and white, and the reason why the guy shot it in black and white is because he was advised to do it in black and white because it would make it easier, because you have to do a lot of stuff with like white balancing and stuff that you don't really think about when you're just wanting to run and gun and shoot something. So I'm trying to take that kind of idea to painting.
The pain, the pain, the pain, the pain. Now 1, 2, 3, oh, fight the air. 7, there's that girl. 1, 2, 3, oh, fight the air. Pure white.
Okay, one thing I have to mention about the Sunday Diner song. Okay, it's just like, that's kind of where I was like, oh yeah, this is like amazing. Because whenever I'm trying to write like lyrics and stuff, or I find myself having to push people to be like, so I find myself having to push for like details. And in this song, it's like all these details about like the environment, and it really gives you a really good picture of where it is, which I think is amazing. And you don't get that in a lot of songs. It's funny because I'm making an abstract painting, and I'm talking about being very specific and particular in these songs. So, there's definitely, like, I'm not against abstraction, but I think it's very pleasing in these songs when he uses this very particular language.
Walk through Times Square, what do you see? Ugliness, where architecture used to be. Glamour and style are replaced by God, like the $60 spectacles inside, it's a fraud. So-called producers run.
This is what I ended up with. It's just like a black and white. I thought it's kind of like a flag, or part of a flag maybe. That's because this musical reminds me of America. Is this an American flag? I don't know. It's just like, maybe it's part of a flag, I don't know. It's partial. I don't know what it means. But it was fun to do. It was fun to listen to these songs by Jonathan Larson, the original demos. They had a raw characteristic to them. They reminded me of actually taking guitar lessons when I was about like 12 years old. I went to a guy's house and I would go into his basement, and he would teach me like guitar solos of like Weezer and Counting Crows and like, just the Jimi Hendrix, I don't know, just the typical songs that you learn on guitar. It was really interesting to hear the differences between the actual Netflix version and the demo versions that he recorded himself. Especially the part when he was rapping. Oh man, if you'd like to see more of my draw my reaction videos, I got one right here for you.